welcome back to the channel. Now today is something a little bit different. I've been accepted as a content creator for Alton Towers, which means that I'm going to be invited to exclusive events to make videos for you. And today is a bit of a welcome event, and we get a preview of Hex, which I'm really excited to see. There's an opportunity to record. I'm not sure how much I can show you, but I'll do my best to show you everything. Fingers crossed it's good. Come and join me while I explore this amazing event. Wow, the Scarefest hearse is back, and that's looking awesome to be fair. I absolutely love it. Glad to see it back because it was a bit bare without it last year. And all the decorations are looking awesome, and I will be looking for inspiration from my own garden. It's not far off, believe it or not. I've got to make my way to the Woodcutters Bar and Grill, which is situated near Hex, where they will talk me through what's to come for us content creators, before then of course allowing us a preview of Hex. Now, I'm not too sure what they're going to let us record, but they did say we're going to be able to record something, so whether or not that's inside for Hex, I don't know, but I believe there's a lot of changes, or at least some changes, that have made a difference to the ride. Fingers crossed they're good, and fingers crossed I can show you. I'll keep you posted. It's a very chilly morning this morning at Alton Towers, to the point where the monorail's actually closed, so it's not even 10 o'clock yet, and I've done thousands of steps. Here's a look at Daz Games Panic Reloaded. Looking quite similar, but I believe again there's some changes with that too. And that was actually my favourite maze last year, so I'll be interested to know what people think of it this year with those changes. There's the scoreboard, so I'm guessing it will still be a score-based walkthrough. Now I just want to say as well, there's some lovely bits of merchandise in the Alton Towers shop and Towers Trading. Some new bits of Scarefest merch, including what I see in Bianca advertising on her Instagram. This little guy. Absolutely love it. Now that was £15 or £12 if you got Merlin discount, which I think is a little bargain. As soon as I seen him, I had to have him. I went straight in there to get it. And here it is, soon to open yet again. I wonder if it'll stay open this time. Got all the temporary queue line out, anticipating a big queue. Expecting a big queue?
Quite possibly, yeah.
So, whilst our creator programme does not officially begin until 2025, we simply couldn't let today pass without marking it with you guys. We know that you've been on this journey with us, and we know how much this attraction means to you. Once we get in there, Bianca is going to meet us, and she is going to talk a bit about the project for you. It has been fraught with challenge, and what I can tell you is there has been a lot of love, blood, sweat and tears that have gone into this project. It's been fraught with challenges, and I think when the decision was made to invest into Hex, it wasn't that straightforward, and more got added to the project. As with many DIY jobs, you start something and you discover lots more things, and you go, okay, let's do that while we're at it, and do that while we're at it. A lot of the stuff in there, I'd say 80% of the work that's been undertaken, we won't ever see. It's been mechanical for the ride to help give it longevity and to try and make it more reliable for guests to enjoy. There was a time when Hex may have been no more, but the resort opted to invest in it. So, today, you guys will be the first members of the public to go onto Hex. We're going to take you in there, and it was just a little thank you for joining the programme. As I say, this isn't what probably the creative events are typically going to look like. It's a very small window into what that is. But what's really important for us today is your feedback. We can't do everything that we want to do in an ideal world. We have to work within the realms of operations, and we have to work with our teams, and we have to be respectful of that. But what we do want to do is build in your feedback to what events would look like in 2025. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to use the phrase Merry Hexmas, but let's not do that. Okay. So, we do always want to provide as much as possible. I will say again, a lot of blood, sweat and tears has gone into it. We really hope you enjoy what's gone on in there. 80% of it we won't see, but I'm not qualified to talk about it, but there are people that are, so I'll leave that to them. I will now hand over to Danielle, who is going to talk to you a bit about what we've got going on this morning for you.
Hi. Hi, so I am Danielle. I think I know most of you, but for those that don't, I am content creator and social media editor here at the resort. So we've arranged some time for you guys to go into Hex, as Sean says, before the general public, which is really exciting. But what we are going to do is take you round through the ride access point, just to ensure no guests see you guys going in, become unhappy. When we get into the attraction, you will have 10 minutes or so to film within the queue line, so feel free to do that. Once we've done that, we'll take you through into the first pre-show, where Bianca will give you a bit of an overview on all the updates. You've seen some of the things in your Hex fact sheet, she'll go through those and a couple of other bits as well.
So there you go, you've heard it yourself. We're off through the accessibility entrance so the guests don't see us going in. Sorry to everybody that's a bit annoyed about that. But here we go, let's get our first preview of this ride, shall we? See what's happened.
Now some people actually lived on the estate, the gamekeepers, people who stand the
Don't
horses.
see much different just yet, but it's nice to be back in here anyway. Now we are walking backwards because we've come in the wrong way, so you usually enter through the doors down there, of course. Sorry, that was me.
We imagined it like a flat tower. That was all around here, building that in about 1810. And it took 10 years to build the flat tower. So the old photograph was you can actually see the flat tower from anywhere. It's astonishing. This is the entrance behind it. It's huge. So you're right there, it's chained up. It's been chained up for over 180 years.
There's so much I can't show you, but at least I can show you little bits. I'll explain it all a bit more after. So that was really good. There were many changes in terms of lighting and effects, and that is it really. The storyline's exactly the same, of course, as we all want it to be. It's a storyline we all love, but it was a lot of lights different, and it just makes a difference, makes that bit of a difference in terms of the atmosphere, I'd say. A little bit modern. I quite liked it being, you know, old style, but no, I think it's much needed to keep it relevant for future generations, and it's nice to see that Alton Towers have put that money into the investment, because we absolutely love the ride and the story is absolutely fantastic. It's the only ride that tells you the proper story of Alton Towers and its surrounding area, because of course there is an element of that story that is true. If you didn't know, there is actually a chained oak which is not far from Alton Towers. You can visit that yourself. I've got to say a huge thank you to everybody involved in organising this event. We've been absolutely spoiled. Huge thanks to Alton Towers and their staff, Danielle and Bianca of course, absolutely amazing. So lucky to be involved in this, just awesome. And the fact we got to get on this ride before everybody else, just can't complain of that at all. And here's a look at the queue. People are actually waiting in anticipation of the opening at 12 o'clock. Just brilliant. So as part of the content creator event today, I've actually been given platinum fast tracks, which is absolutely awesome, in the form of a wristband. So while I'm close to Dark Forest, I'm going to go get a couple of rides done. There is a big opening of Hex, and that's happening soon. But I want to use my time wisely and get some rides done. See if we can get them done before this opening. Here we are, Dark Forest. Go for it. So that was the grand opening. I think we were all expecting a little bit more, but can't complain really. It is only a sort of small filler ride, and even though it's so important to us, I think we were all expecting a grand opening. But nonetheless, we're all happy that it's open. Now I'm going to go off and enjoy my fast tracks courtesy of Alton Towers. Awesome ride on Wicker Man then, and fantastically there was no fast track queue, which is surprising these days because quite often you buy a fast track and find yourself joining another queue and waiting a little while. I think the most I've waited for a Wicker Man in a fast track queue has been 20 minutes actually at one point, but yeah, straight on, great ride on there. Now we will be coming back a bit later in the month to film a proper Scarefest vlog as a family. This time of course I'm just here for the content creator event, but today is the opening day of Scarefest and it is looking awesome. The majority of Scarefest actually I've done before. There's only 2 mazes different this year. Other than that, you can actually check my opinion out from the last Scarefest vlog I did, which I'll do you in the meantime. Sounds like an elephant. That's strange. As you can see, I've headed over to Forbidden Valley, and this is the first time riding Nemesis Reborn with a fast track. Now I did update you all with how many steps it takes to walk around the Nemesis queue line, which is absolutely huge. So it'll be interesting now to see the difference with a fast track, and it looks like already it follows the old queue line. Of course, main entrance is that way, fast track this way. And this queue, I've got to be honest, even though all the theming is at the top, I do miss it because re-rides take about 600 steps. So this way looks like it's going to be much quicker and easier. To the spin. New ride coming 2025. Everything's pointing at a new Ripsaw, which is absolutely awesome. There we are, submit to the spin. Exciting stuff. I had an absolutely awesome ride on Nemesis there, straight on really. I had to wait 5 minutes in the queue that I joined, not bad at all. Can't complain, and I tell you what, it was running super quick. I got the back row ride, which again, I'm so glad they're letting people ride. Usually it's just the rat pass, that was how it used to be. Whereas now they're letting people join it, and that's my favourite row. So I'm glad to have got on that back row. So that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed coming along to my first content creator event at Alton Towers. Of course, there's going to be plenty more where that came from. And if you are hoping for a Scarefest video from us, that will come soon. But in the meantime, there is one from last year to check out if you want to see some of the mazes and what goes on at Scarefest. We do recommend that event. Halloween is one of our favourite times of the year. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.